In this video, I'm going to focus on women because I believe that ultimately this is where one should focus in the end. Love is the answer for women. Okay? And not the American dream, not the corporate sponsored movements, not the counterculture, not feminism, not the LGBT movement. Okay, none of that stuff. Not what the church says, not what anyone else says. Okay, but true love. Now, when you look at love, it has to do with identifying who is worth loving and doing what it takes to get them. This is not only a martial art challenge for men, but for women. It's kind of like Neith when she's hunting, right? You only have a certain time frame to strike down what you're hunting with the bow and arrow, right? To shoot it. It's a very basic idea. It's very logical. There's no way around it. Okay. So, the main argument here, and I'll give you $1,000 if you can prove me wrong, is that women should not only be able to identify God in me, whether I'm drugged or not. For example, if an elephant is drugged, should you then say, hey, I can't tell it's an elephant anymore? No. There are significant differences between me and other men, even now. Also, she must be receptive to him. If that means she has to make it crystal clear that she's interested, that's what she should do. If she feels that she's not sure whether she has to make it crystal clear or not, what do you think she should do? Yes, she should make it crystal clear and engage him in conversation herself in a way that makes it clear to him that she intends to be receptive. And ultimately, she's on a path toward obeying God through him. The whole purpose of the man and woman's relationship, naturally, is for the woman to obey God through him. And he needs to accept the conveyance through the alpha martial art order. If they don't do that, they don't have love. This is a key point of mine. I will always make it, drugged or not, harassed or not, period. It's a key point. Love can only come through the martial art order. It ends with me. Everything else is ill-gotten gains. Why are you alive after they screamed out Pharaoh's line? Why are you alive after the top martial artist said there can be no love or decent living in truth after he's gone? All you're doing is finding affection and warm fuzzies in hell. Okay? Should be crystal clear. This playlist, the Resurrection playlist, should make it crystal clear. Key reasons why I'm the top martial arts playlist, crystal clear. When they drug me and change my speech patterns and make me have effeminate mannerisms at times, seem crazy, etc., it still should be crystal clear. If you can't tell the difference between a straight guy who's drugged into seeming like he's gay, okay, and someone who's actually gay, you have serious problems. I mean, it's safe to say you're an idiot. Okay. Anyway, so when we look at the martial art warrior, all right, obviously, naturally, he was the tall guy. He was coordinated. Okay, he had righteous indignation. He was smart in this particular way that is not Tesla or Einstein. That is more feminine intelligence. Sit there in a kind of lukewarm state of mind and think in a way, I wonder how I should do this. Versus this intense awareness, focusing mind, body, soul, and receiving the spirit to figure something out naturally. The natural alpha intelligence versus a kind of beta female intelligence. If it is void of a martial art order, science is a female activity. Okay. Moving on. That pretty much goes for anything, but it's important that you understand that because they seem to think it's smart to team up with magic card bitches and to pretend that they know the true spiritual truths when they don't. All right, so I covered that. Now let's go to Neith, the wise archer. She looks inside herself to see why she's missed her mark. Certainly, she must know social norms is a mistake. If you're on a pirate ship and you're dumb enough to keep falling for pirates, how long should it take you to figure out that it is the social norms on the pirate ship? You're on board, as they say. Relationship, leadership, flagship, sponsorship, township, all these words prove my point. Birth, shipmate, mating. Right? If you're on a pirate ship, how long should it take you to realize that the social norms of the ship is where you go wrong? America is like a pirate ship. Skull and bones. Left-right paradigm. making deals with pirates and the devil and secret societies and people who manipulate things behind the scenes and rip people off. They con you. They rip you off. The fine print, and so on and so forth. There's many signs why that is the case. How long should it take the honest female to realize that that is the case? How long should it take her to realize the difference between the person who's there to stay and the person who's moving in the Spirit of God trying to leave? There's a spectrum, yes. But you shouldn't keep nailing low on the spectrum. If anything, you should start nailing people, you should start finding people closer to how he is until you've nailed it, right? Until you've made your mark. This is the guy. And you shouldn't be sleeping with anyone. You should be, you shouldn't be sleeping with all the bad guys. You should be getting to know them and masterfully figuring out what they're about. If they're talking about social norm bitch, don't give them a second date. Don't give them a second look. If they're talking about conform to the right or the left or the middle, don't give them a second look. It doesn't take a genius to see that. Matthew 10. He who finds his life will lose it, and he who loses his life for my sake will find it. If they're talking about finding their life in this world, don't give them a second look. They've decided to be betas, and they want a beta family that mixes with pirate scum. It doesn't take a genius to see that, am I? So as she's aiming her bow and arrow, her arrow at the crowd, okay, what is the trajectory of the crowd? Who is she aiming to be? Whose heart is she aiming to break with that arrow? What is her mark? Does she accept the mark of the beast, or does she hit her mark? Is she looking for the guy who has the lion's share, right? The roaring lion, okay? Who's looking for who he can devour. Million ends in lion. Billion ends in lion. Why doesn't it end in leopard? Leopard, the true spirit of the alpha, is through the martial arts animal, the leopard. Okay, even in Kung Fu with the five animal styles. You don't have a lion, you have a tiger and a panther. You don't have a lion. And it doesn't take a genius to see the panther is superior to the tiger because of the ability to maneuver precisely. Kung Fu is about precise moves and nailing it, person on the highest level. It doesn't take a genius to see that the panther is the true master animal of the five animals for that reason. Only when you're trying to build toward the earth does the dragon, that ancient serpent, that lowly snake, become the master animal in your mind. We see the various examples of government groups. I'm not going to waste my time. Let's look at the word principle. It's right there in the word prince, I, Paul. Who are you listening to? Who's bringing you toward his path? The pole as a rallying point. The pole as a phallic symbol. It's a point of reference to obey the prince. The principle says to obey the prince. You're in an order, no matter how you look at it. It can be an order of ancestors that goes through you if you're Pharaoh. Or it can be an order of people trying to get you to listen to them. Okay? Everyone is falling in line with someone. Everyone else is falling in line pointed downwards. I'm the only one pointed up. And if anyone else was pointed up at all, they'd be pointing to me. And if they are serious about pointing up, they would be definitively and dead serious about pointing to me instead of dead inside and void of spirit. We see the various points of references. Yes, the Virgin Mary and Serapis are evil images, idols, American idols. What image do you think is used in this worldly world? You think the devil sits there and lets you have an accurate image of Jesus and the Virgin Mary and all the ideas that matter? No. They do what they've always done. Control the opposition. You know? Play them out hard. Catch them slipping and say, where are you going? And rape and kill everybody. That's what they do. They get you to team up with ninnies, say, where are you going? And rape and kill everybody. I teach you to be prepared to die before they can rape and kill everybody and laugh about it. What can they get out of that? You know, the few pennies you leave behind, the top 1% owns all the money. They don't need me to make any more money. Okay? When you team up with me and you start spending your money to try to find your life in heaven instead of your life on earth, they don't need me to help them do it. I'm not helping them do anything. What could I be helping them do? I'm telling you the truth. There's no viable counter-argument. There's no more logical way to serve God. You can't think of one yourself that doesn't exist. So you have Venus is the slut that God despises. Why? Because she sleeps around with all these deities, right? She's fucking his face this one moment. She's fucking Mars and Lord knows who else. Her idea is that she uses her pussy power. And she dresses slutty. She's a prostitute. Okay? You know, a gold digger is like a prostitute, but smarter, as they say. So all these are points of references. And I've gone over my Martin Luther King video. This is a point of reference. Can a black martial artist do it better than Martin Luther King? Of course. You know, are people bitches? Are other people bitches? Same answer. Of course. Do you want to stop being a bitch? You man up and obey God while there's still time. Even the female, okay, with her tits all perky, aiming the archer arrow, with her vagina between her legs, her pussy, knows that there's a time frame before time's up. You sit there like listening to the devil saying, it's not the time. You miss your opportunity. So obviously I'm covertly drugged, and people slow down my videos. Like in this video, it doesn't change that I'm right. I might have stumbled on some words somewhere, but you'd be an idiot not to see what I'm saying. I'm the top martial. Let me say it clearly, okay? I'm the top martial artist. The only way to be right with God is to obey me instead of cheat me out of my rightful place, which is to lead people, mind, body, soul, and spirit. Priests do not express spiritual power. They use psychology and social norms and quite often have American flags in their churches, okay? They support the gods and the kingdoms of this world. The devil offered Jesus the kingdoms of this world. So when you serve a nation or a kingdom of this world, obviously you're serving the devil. It is fucking straightforward. When you serve the corporate-sponsored cultures, okay, of these corporations that dominate the governments of this world, yes, you're serving the devil. So whether you're working for the government as a police officer in a protest, or you're the protesters, corporate-sponsored by Soros or whoever, and you're clashing, both sides are of this world. It's stupid not to see it that way. Okay? It's insane. So, neith and beneath are connected. She's beneath the man. Okay, she can cry like a bitch about it. Imagine when you face God. God's pure masculine energy. You can say, no, you must not be God because God must be a female. He must be balanced equally. It's stupid. That's like refusing sex with a man. You're like, no one's going to impregnate me with a pure masculine energy. He's got to have one tit and one male tit, one female tit. No. This is how it naturally is. He's the one who impregnates you, and you're the vessel he's impregnating. The sperm comes out of him, and she gets pregnant. If she slept with 100 guys, that's the body that the baby is going to grow in. But his sperm comes anew through him. So if he slept with 100 girls, not that he should, it's not as big of a problem as the whore who's been penetrated by all these scum, and then here comes the sperm. Okay? I tell you the truth, a man should not desire a female that's not a virgin because of other men any more than he should desire. You know, he shouldn't desire that for the same reason he shouldn't desire a used condom. Okay? She's used. She's useless. Used and useless are connected. And that's why used has a D at the end. Use D. Okay? The whole word is aimed right for a female, saying, use your head. We have it all through a predominantly Christian culture. Save yourself till marriage. If you are going to ignore this argument and play stupid about why it's important, why wouldn't you have the highest, most impeccable judgment when it comes to who you have sex with? And then when you fuck up and learn the hard way, why wouldn't you correct yourself and be only receptive to the wisest and the best, and not some Tesla pussies who are trying to pretend that's what they are? Okay, that's what these scientists and these names, they're saying, hey, we're smarter than everyone else. They're flat earth bitches. They're trying to play it off. The church saying, see, all these guys, all these devils, they're trying to play it off. What they're doing doesn't take a genius to see through it, especially those of you who work for them. Fuck you helping them do it for?